Today on the Ever Onward podcast, we have a very special guest, and we are celebrating our 100th episode. Can't believe it's been 100 episodes. It's been very fun doing this. I very much enjoy it. The reason I do it is because I love talking to people. I love hearing their stories and love understanding more about what they do and what they mean to our community. And I think there's a lot I've learned, and certainly it's like anything else in life. The more you do for other people, you end up getting more out of it. And I certainly have gotten a lot out of these podcasts. So I want to celebrate the 100th episode, and I think it's very timely. A couple years ago, one of my first co-hosts on this episode or podcast that we had was Kevin Miller of KIDO. Kevin Miller is literally a legend here in the Valley. Although his day job is 4 hours a day on KIDO as a talk show host that's still one of the most popular radio shows around, his real love is the nonprofits of this valley. Kevin is known for working unstoppable in his work with the Boise Rescue Mission, Miller's Mission, which is coming up every year. He celebrates that around Thanksgiving. He also does work for the West Valley Humane Society, Idaho Veterans, Idaho Two Fly, Camp Rainbow Gold, and many others. He is an award-winning broadcaster, has an incredible resume, but more importantly, he's a great friend and one of the best Idahoans and guys you'll ever meet. So it's appropriate today. We go back to one of our first co-hosts, Kevin Miller, for our 100th episode. Hope you enjoy it. Kevin.
Tommy.
Good to see you. You look great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So,
93 pounds.
yes, I'm trying. A lot of redemption, a lot of repenting. A lot of that going on here.
93 pounds is a big deal.
Thank you.
Look great.
Well, another 100 and I'll be okay.
So you've had what is Jelly Roll's quote? I was so fat, I'm still fat.
Yes, I would agree with him. Yes, I would agree with Mr. Roll on that one. In fact, when he was in town, I looked like a mini me because I had that whole hair thing with him. And I go up to him and go, "Hey, man." He goes, "Hey, you got a good look." I said, "Thank you, Jelly." Then security
That was a great
pushed me.
concert.
Yeah.
Hey, what led to this? Let's talk about it.
Sure. It goes back to you, Dr. Perrant, and Kristen Armstrong. I always maintained my relationship with St. Alphonsus.
Yeah.
Dr. Perrant called me. I was in New York for the Marconis and said you had a 7-second pause overnight. And
So you had a heart monitor on.
No, I didn't because my watch. And I go. So I go to St. Alphonsus.
Okay, I got it.
Meet a nice person, gives me a Holt for a month.
Okay.
It says, "Hey, dude, this is what's going on." Then I go, the other lady, and she's not the greatest. See, I love how you're warming me up here. This is wonderful, and doing sound checks and all sorts of things. And, then Dr. Noonan said, you might have to get a pacemaker, but let's try a Holt monitor and see what happens. And so I have that, or not a Holt monitor, a loop. And so I got the loop, and you can appreciate this. I was a little baby. I was more worried about being claustrophobic when they got me, and he's sticking it in, the remnants of pectoral muscles. And I'm can't breathe. Please, please. And as you know, I mean, you have certain doctors that are like fighter pilots, and that's Dr. Noonan. So good dude.
So how long ago was that?
Almost a year ago.
So then you're like, okay, this is it.
Salmon 6 times a week, chicken breast, chicken thigh.
Let's go through it.
Yes, sir.
Because you've tried this before.
I know. The last time I was on, I feel honored. I'm like third time. I don't think anybody's been on 3 times. If they have, please don't break my heart because I'd like to say I'm unique.
But let's talk through this. So you've tried before. It's been hard.
Yes.
And you haven't been able to do it. And now you're sitting here today, 93 pounds down.
Right.
How did you do it?
Because I was going to die.
No, how?
How?
Let's talk about the specifics. So you're doing salmon.
Right.
So high protein.
Yeah.
Low fat. Low carb.
Fat. Low carb, high fiber.
Okay.
So
what kind of carbs do you eat?
I eat fiber 1 to make sure you get through your 30 grams of fiber, oatmeal, and then I have an Aloha bar because it has 0 grams of sodium.
Okay.
So I'm very cognizant of sodium, very cognizant of everything else. And I do that. I'll have 3 chicken thighs or 3 chicken breasts, low sodium barbecue, and broccoli, lots of broccoli. And it doesn't sound very exciting, but you really have kind of reformed your whole way you eat and you consume food. It's like Paulie would say, it's fuel, not reward anymore.
Live to eat or eat to live.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
Totally, and has that been That's hard.
It is. It's very hard.
Because you know my thing. I had my open heart surgery, and I hired a full-time dietitian. I had my primary care doc. She was awesome, Dr. Poignet.
Yeah.
And they were saying, you have got to change.
Yeah.
You got to change the way you have stress. You got to change the way you eat. I went vegan for 6 months. I may have told you this, and I gained like 20 pounds.
My man.
Because I found out.
My man.
I found out Oreos were vegan.
Oh, dude.
So it's not just
But you see,
plant-based. It's
Right.
you got to be. How many calories are you sticking to?
between 1,500 and 2,000.
But it's the right calories.
It is, and it's tough for me sometimes to actually get up because I'll have like again, I had my salmon before I got here, so I have my my fiber one, and then I'll have my oatmeal and my Aloha bar, and then my meal, and I'm usually full. So I have to struggle to get to 2,000.
Yeah. Which is it's a founding principle of
Yeah.
diet. If you eat the right stuff and you have enough protein,
Yeah.
it satiates you. And
But let me just say this to you, bro. Okay, all kidding aside here. I'm a huge fan of yours. Always have been. Always will be. But I remember the talk that we had after your heart incident at the Godless Broadcast Center.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to do this documentary. You said, you need to go see Kristen Armstrong.
Yeah.
You need to go see Dr. Poignet, your doctor,
Yeah.
who made me cry
Yeah.
in a good way.
Was she mean to you?
She was honest. She was very honest.
Old Annie Poignet never pulled punches.
Oh, yeah. Crying right in front of my wife. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. We were going to send you to a place in Arizona. They'll fix you. True story. Anyway, but it was that relationship and then St. Alphonsus that my heart situation was to continue to monitor.
Yeah.
So if I never had that, I would have never gotten the root. And who knows? So and look, all kidding aside, I credit you saying, hey, Kevin, before you go Rocky 18, go get yourself checked out. And that's so important, as you know.
Yeah. Well, how old are you now, Kev?
57.
Yeah, I think we're the same age.
We are. You're like a month ahead of me.
Yeah, yeah. And so what happens too is you start looking at this going, I want to be around.
Well, I didn't want to be around, but I do now. Yes. Yeah, actually.
I want to be around. I mean, I gotta make this thing work. Well, congratulations. That's not easy stuff. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you that it's sticking. It's hard to do it for a long time. I'm last year, I've tried a lot of different things. And
but you look good. You're thin.
What I've done is I'm eating as well as I have, doing kind of intermittent fasting, kind of not as strict as you, but high protein, lower carbs, the right carbs, and trying to keep my diet around 2,000.
Yes.
So that's kind of it. But then I've added sauna 3 to 4 nights a week. And I'm faithful, and it's a dry sauna, and then I have a red light in there too. And I've been doing cold plunge now. I'm really happy to say I am 6 months, and I've only missed days when I have been traveling where I haven't had it. I've otherwise been 100% faithful. So I do 3 minutes every morning, and I get up and I stretch and work out. I do my cold plunge. I do my sauna at night. I'm eating right, and guess what? It kind of works.
Right.
I've stabilized. I dropped when I started doing it. The first few months, I dropped 25 pounds. And now I'm just I haven't lost any more weight. I'm kind of there, but I feel good. I feel great. You ever cold plunged?
Oh, you're going to love this one. Throw HIPAA out the door here. So not only do we have the pausing, but we have...
Well, I think a patient can talk about it.
Sure.
It's just like, I can't.
You're a doctor.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Right. So you're familiar with the term bradycardia, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So somehow I've gone from, and again...
so bradycardia is a slow rate.
Yes.
Slow heart rate.
Which is odd because my heart rate is very slow, and that wasn't always slow, but that's another issue. So I can't cold plunge.
Because you go too slow.
Hey, man. So, but I do the sauna, and I work out like an hour and a half a day.
Let's talk about your cardio.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Pre-core.
Pre-core.
Elliptical.
And
It saves my life, man, because it's easier on my joints. I highly recommend that one. Pre-core, elliptical, 50 minutes. I try to get in. It's important you get up to. I'm up to zone 2 now in your heart for 20 minutes.
what's that heart rate for you?
That is anything over 117.
Wow.
So you go 117, and my resting heart rate is like in the 40s, bro. So to be able to pop that up, and you're going, are you going to the right cardiologist, Kevin?
I actually don't know I've been any prouder of anyone in my life. I can't believe you're. I mean, I listen. If we were sitting here a month into it, and you were down 15 pounds, I'd go, okay, Kevin, can you do this? But you're 93 pounds in. What's your goal?
Pounds. Another 100 at least.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be 274. That'd be 174, and it's like a part-time job. I bought a pre-cord home, brand new, so I have to pay for that.
What do you do to pass the time on your thing? I was going to ask you that too.
I listen to a lot of old music of our time, the music of our life.
So old
Van Halen,
classic rock stuff.
Yes,
I love it.
And I sing.
Any Rush.
Yes, and then I sing to myself, and I have the door shut so Dorothy doesn't hear me, and then I go to the gym and I do my pretend workout.
I was
going to
let you bring up Dorothy. Is she still putting up with you?
Thankfully, yes.
Oh,
as of the time of this broadcast, but situations change and develop all the time, sir.
That is one of the best things about getting to know you is once you meet Dorothy is saying,
it was over for me then.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
She's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That's great. Still doing her flowers. We moved to Cuna, but
yes.
still.
I covered that on the radio because I was so hurt. I said, Tommy moved to Cuna. What's with Eagles over?
Eagles over, yeah.
Cuna's the new place.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, well.
Like, I've got a couple neighbors out there, and they're like, don't tell anyone.
Oh, yeah.
It's a wonderful, wonderful place. Great people.
Yeah.
So Eagles great too, but.
By the way, I've missed you.
I missed you too.
And congratulations on Reno and everything else. I'm still a fan.
Yeah, well.
But, I know that, Tommy, you're busy doing things, broadcasting, magazines, buildings. I'm just a humble broadcaster, so.
I don't, we need to spend more time together.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some stuff.
Sure.
Your heart for the nonprofits in this, it's becoming legendary as you get older. You're 57.
Yes. The best age ever, right?
Best age, yeah.
Until you're 58.
We've got, hopefully we've got some time left, but your commitment is so genuine and so real. Let's talk about how many years it's been, talk about the rescue mission, talk about, I looked at your bio. I'll read it before we start this, but here they are: Boise Rescue Mission, West Valley Humane Society, Idaho Veterans, Idaho Two Fly, Camp Rainbow Gold, and others. I mean, this is your heart, Kevin. I know what you do to make a living, but you spend more than half your time with nonprofit work.
Well, and I've always thought that if I lost my job because of it, so be it.
Yeah.
When you meet Bill Roscoe, when you meet the people of the West Valley Humane Society that are motivated by saving animals, saving people, you're like, they're doing God's work. So the least we can do is help. Idaho Two Fly helps men with cancer. We've kind of been known as if you have a cause, please call us, because we have 4 hours a day to fill, plus blogs and everything else. But I mean, it's really inspiring when you have people that are destitute and now they own businesses. And why not highlight that? We don't get enough of that anymore. And a person that you were very close to, and I was, who inspired us locally was Larry Gebert.
Oh, yeah. Which didn't have the same fortune we have.
Now, could he take you in the low post, or could you two? Who was taller?
He was, I'm a little wily. I would have taken him. Right. I mean, come on, Kevin.
Right.
I mean, he might have had me in the low post.
He would have.
I would have beat the hell out of him from outside.
Right.
Range over the top of him.
Right. Yeah.
Larry wouldn't have had a chance.
See, guys with height, they don't think of it like us, other folks, but you and Larry, yes, guys.
No, but you talk about Larry. Here's a guy that, my gosh, as good as they come, and didn't have the chance we have of a second life with our hearts. Mm-hmm. Anyone out there that's listening to this, let's go get checked. Go see someone. Get a stress test. Talk to someone who knows.
Take it seriously.
Yeah. Well, and I think the American diet and the poison that has been allowed to enter our food systems over the last 30 years is designed to get us addicted to sugar. It's designed to get us addicted to fast food with low nutrient stuff that basically causes this problem, right? Heart disease is the number one cause of death in the United States, and it's because of this. And I think I love. It's so funny for me to watch, Kennedy get just slaughtered by everyone. Here's a guy that was a Democrat, gets pulled over, and he says some controversial stuff. As a physician, sometimes I'm like, oh, is that true? And then you know what? I'll go dig into it. And most of the time I'll dig in and go, oh man, he's teaching me something.
Right.
But I love the fact that he's exposing these industries that have been devastating our populations with food addiction for a long, long time. And you look at heart disease, you may not have family history. You may not be in a high stress job. You may not smoke, but make sure you don't have any plaque in your arteries. Make sure you don't have stuff because, as you get older, you need to check because you're set up for failure in the current way we eat.
One thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if this is the same for you, but obviously we would eat and as a reward. But if I'll have some type of carbohydrate now, I get depressed. It's really weird. It's like,
that's a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
But once you get off sugar, it's hard. You taste it again, and you're like, I feel different.
Right.
You feel, and maybe it's when we're a little bit more ketotic. I think I like being in ketosis. I like that intermittent fasting. I think clearer. I feel better, and I know a lot of people don't. But I think once you're off, and I would recommend this to anyone, try to do a sugar fast for like a week and see how you feel. And I promise you, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better, right?
Yeah. Now, are you on 16, 18, or what are you on with intermittent?
I used to be really strict. I'd have the app on my phone, and
Right.
I try
Really?
to not do it. But
Okay.
now I just don't eat anything till noon, and I try to not eat anything after 7.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like, and it depends a little bit. Last night I got home later, and I'll try to eat something healthy. That was my other big thing. I mean, I classically would come home late, and I remember like some clear memories for me is we used to have a TV in our kitchen. And I'd get home from like a late evening or night shift. And sometimes I would go turn on Sports Center.
Right.
I'd go to the fridge. I'd grab whatever leftovers there. Then I would grab a bowl of cereal. And I'd stand in front of the TV watching Sports Center. And a couple of times I'd go, holy crap, it's starting again. Because you know how Sports Center
Yes, right.
I had watched the whole thing sitting there eating. And so I had really bad habits. Stressful job, tons of carbohydrates, tons of Diet Coke, tons of just not thinking about your body, thinking it's going to last forever. And it doesn't.
You, though, sir, are a classic lesson, and this is why one of the reasons why I'm a big Tommy Ahlquist fan is, okay, so you're a doctor in the emergency room, most stressful job in the world, and then you have this dream of what we see today. So getting people to buy in, coming up with the plans, working with your family. So those are two stresses. Then you have a functional, thriving, dynamic family. What we fail to understand is, dude, you were burning it.
You're burning it.
And eventually it catches up.
Eventually it catches up.
But you and I were taught at our age, that's what you do.
Yeah, that's what you do. And in that hierarchy of all the things you're doing, food, feeding our body appropriately is at the bottom of that chart. You're just not going to think about it.
Right.
I'll grab something. What's quickest? What's easiest? I will say, comment on this. It is not. You have to be thoughtful and intentional about how you eat, and it's not easy. It's not supposed to be. It's just not. But thinking about your diet and your chicken breasts and your chicken thighs and
Meal prep, yeah.
meal prep, the broccoli, it takes some effort and routine to get into. Once you get into it, you're okay. But there's not a whole lot of food that's easy to eat that's good for you.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Again, but you think to yourself, my goodness gracious, you a big fan of colonoscopies? Okay. I will tell you one of the things.
If you tell me you're a fan of colonoscopies, this will definitely be a clip we put on the internet.
I'm a fan of colonoscopies, and the reason why I'm a fan of colonoscopies is, first of all, you, as you've talked about, and I've never done a 24-hour fast, but you fast for 24 hours, and the clarity, and then you see the propaganda by, you're watching Sports Center, you're watching football, you're watching your beloved NBA, and what do we see? Food, Uber, Eats, this, and the other. It's propaganda. But you get the mental clarity by not eating. And then, of course, then we're taught, oh, feast, let's eat. But really, what it does to your mind of not eating for that period of time is amazing.
Yeah, it is. Oh, man, I could sit and talk to you all day. Let's go back to what you're doing this month.
Sure.
This is the big Miller's Mission.
Miller's Mission.
Let's plug the heck out of this.
Sure.
Can you find this on here? Miller's Mission. How many years now?
15.
Holy smokes, Gav.
Dressing up as a turkey at the Walmart with my people.
Give a turkey, don't be a turkey.
Yes. And I still have the physique of a turkey, yes. And for some reason, men seem to like me in that turkey outfit. I don't know why.
It's going away.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So Miller's Mission, 15 years. Tell us about the dates you'll be out there.
We will be there the 17th through the 22nd of November.
Through the 22nd of November. You camp in the parking lot.
Well, Mrs. Miller put an end to that. So I'm literally there for 13, 14, 15 hours a day.
All right.
Somebody wants me home. I don't know why, but I'm grateful.
I told you at the start of this, one of the great mysteries of the world.
Yes, I would say, sir. Yes, I would say.
Don't screw that up, Kev.
Yes, that's
All
right. Yes.
I'm glad you're going home because
Yes.
we're wanting to keep you on the rails here. But so you're there in the parking lot taking donations. Mm-hmm. Can be cash.
Right.
Can be food, and
Right.
talk about the cause.
The Boise Rescue Mission, 4 holiday banquets. People need to be fed. Thanksgiving and Christmas Nampa in Boise. It doesn't really matter where you're from, what you believe. Everybody needs a home. I can't give you a hug, but the Rescue Mission through Reverend Bill, through Gene Lockhart, always provides it. You've been a big supporter of the mission for years. I know that you've done a lot behind the scenes that you don't talk about. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And you always have, brother. And that's important to recognize people that have made a difference. And we just ask people to come out and make a difference. And, again, like we talk about men liking me in the turkey outfit, I'm a big Tommy Ahlquist fan. So I say, hey, it's Tommy, everybody. You're like, okay, guy, let's see you later.
Man, it's been a big deal for our family. I think I don't know how many years we've gone, and it's also volunteering, so you can go out and serve.
Yes.
And to your point, it's also beautiful to see people. I need Reverend Bill and that guy.
Yeah. Good dude.
It's like not stop, go straight to heaven for that guy.
Yeah. We want to get on his coattails.
We'll never be that guy,
Yeah,
Kevin.
you're-
So we're going to
yes,
need
right.
to be on the coattails.
Yes, I would agree.
But what an inspiring guy. I love him.
Yeah.
And, also non-denominational, just Christ-like love, man. We've been out with our family and volunteered and served, and it's been amazing.
Well, and again, enough about me, but I mean, you guys do so much with Seven Cares, with all the charities.
Yeah.
You're going to host it again. I can remember Tommy Ahlquist with his pickup truck a few years ago with donuts, giving feeding people. No one, without any recognition, and that goes to your heart and the heart of people here, and of course in the Treasure Valley.
Yeah, and No, I don't want to talk about any of that. I think we live in the best community there is. I think,
but it's important to give back.
Seven Cares, Idaho Shares. That's the other thing. They benefit safety net organizations. It used to be. I hope I don't misquote this. Do you want to pull that one up? Because Kevin's there for that too. So Seven Cares Idaho Shares.
Right.
Day is coming up. We'll host one here at our parking lot at Eagle View Landing next to Topgolf. Where you can come drop off donations. A lot of people really get into this.
Mm-hmm. They do.
They get into it.
Yes.
We've some years have brought a front loader with stuff, and we always try to do our part in this. But Boise Rescue Mission's one of the beneficiaries. It's all safety net organizations here in our community, and it goes back to the legacy of Channel 7 and
Doug Armstrong. Yes.
Doug's still around.
He's on the board of the mission now.
Oh, he is.
Yes.
That's a great find right there, Doug. If you he'll listen to this because you're on, but we love you. What a great example, unbelievable guy. I remember the very first time I went in his office. Remember that old KTVB office?
Yes.
You just sit down with him in, and about 2 minutes into the conversation, I'm like, this guy is not like all the others. He's the real deal. What a wonderful guy. So he started this. What day is it on? Matthew, let's make sure we get some good information out on this, and we'll. December 1st, Saturday. There's locations around the valley. You can go to their website and look where you can go donate. This is a great thing if you ever want to take your kids. That's what my kids would do when they were little. They used to save their pennies and would make them put money off their allowance into a jar, and then they'd go donate it and tell them where it goes to. What an amazing thing. December 1st. So it runs December 1st through December 13th. What's the big day so we don't get that wrong? Make sure you get the right thing. Do you know, Kev?
I'm sure it's that Saturday.
That Saturday. So I don't know if maybe it's the 13th.
Yeah, probably the 13th, I would say.
Because I think it culminates. We'll look this up for those of you that are interested. Can we talk politics?
Whatever you'd like. I'm still want to be your press secretary, bro. I still remember that.
I've never, Kevin. So let me just tell you, like, when I dipped my toe in, it was not fun. In fact, I often tell one of the stories that was an aha moment for me. What happened in your studio?
Really? Hold on. Uh-oh.
No, it happened in your studio.
Okay.
So it's not fun. I
Right.
mean, you end up enjoying the people,
Right.
but it's not fun.
No.
It's a different world. And you know, once you put your name in and you say, hey, I want to go do this, like, you know, gloves are off, Katie barred the freaking door, it's over, everything's game, and you're getting attacked from everywhere. And I was in a pretty heated race.
You were.
And so I would come on your show quite a bit, but there
The
was
most competitive race in state history, I would
Yeah,
say.
I think so.
Bar none.
I think so. Now, I can't wait to hear what you think about the one coming up, because I think 2030 is going to be,
I would agree.
I think 2030 is going to be a knockdown drag out and replace mine for the most money spent and everything else. But I'm sitting in your studio, and you have 2 TVs in there. I think you probably remodeled since then, but you used to have 2 TVs.
Right.
And you get there a little bit early. You wait for your segment. I was always nervous, man. I was always,
You?
Oh, I was so nervous. You were always nice. Now, what's the other guy the guy that's a total freaking shellman? Oh my gosh, that guy?
We're cutting this part, aren't we?
No, we can say anything we want. You think he holds back?
No, he doesn't. But I pray for my enemies. So,
Jeez. Anyway, that's a different story. But I'm sitting there.
That's what I love about you, man.
I'm sitting there. I would just say, well, you get in trouble all the time. But
Right.
so I'm sitting there in your studio, and I'm tired, and I'm thinking, why in the hell am I doing this? And I look up, and an attack ad comes on.
Right.
Because it was right during the middle of the campaign. And so here's an attack ad, and they were those dark. My 22-year-old daughter, Chloe, still randomly will come up to me sometimes laughing, and I'm like, what are you laughing at? And she'll be on an old YouTube ad and playing my attack ads, and she thinks it's just the funniest thing ever.
Right.
She's like, remember this one, Dad? And so she still shows them to me. So there was this dark one, like Tommy Ahlquist supported Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama and,
Right.
you know, anti-Trump and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, oh, that's great. And then literally over here, I look, and another one came up.
Right.
So it was the super PAC attacking me from Raul, and Brad's attack ad on at the same time. And I'm like, okay. And that was the moment I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
And then
You were
I did,
working.
And
You
then
were,
I did your show.
well, but you were there for other people, and people
I
don't.
was. And you know what, Kevin? There are a lot of wonderful politicians out there. Wonderful people. I mean, once you get in it, we need good people. And you know some of the best, right? We're blessed. We have a lot of really good people, and you get to see them all come through your show. And you do a really nice job of highlighting and giving people a voice to talk and tell what they believe in. But I guess one of the great fruits of it is getting to know you during it. and
Such a
your heart.
blessing.
Yeah.
No, it was such a blessing. And like I said, people give me a hard time, but I voted for you. I'd vote for you again, and that's just how
You
it
better
is.
not say that.
I'd say that on the air all the time. I go, I love Tommy. Tea Party Bob and other, they all yell at me and stuff.
Is Tea Party Bob still alive?
Oh, he is.
Oh, shit.
He's
That
still,
guy.
He's still rolling.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I remember I went to breakfast with him because I'm the eternal optimist, Kevin.
Right.
I am like, hey, if someone hates my guts and wants
Right.
to gut me and my family, I'll go to breakfast with them and see what kind of guy they are.
Right.
I go to breakfast with Tea Party Bob. It didn't go well. It was.
Right. To this day, he's still mad at you for what I don't know.
Oh, you want to know why he's mad at me? Is he was ripping into me about how much he hated me and this and that and the other and the government we spend so much. And I'd done a little research on the guy.
Right.
And you know, I had some means to be able to do some research.
You did
I'm
some
like,
op research.
I did some op
my
research on
gosh.
the guy.
Tea Party Bob.
So the second you start asking him some of the government subsidies he's participated in his life and the way he's taken advantage of the government, boy, it doesn't go well after that. But,
Right,
And I
yeah.
waited like half of my time at the meeting, but
Hoping it was going to turn.
there's just a little bit of hypocrisy in life.
It is. I think we're all hypocrites to a degree.
I think we are.
Yeah.
I think listen, there's a great book called Bonds That Set You Free. It's a great book. I've given it out, I don't know how many hundreds of times in my life, but it tells a story. We all tell ourselves a story that fits us. They call it being in the box.
Yeah.
You want to live in a box with an reflection that tells you your story is true. That's just true. We all do it.
Yeah.
I do it. You do it. We all do it. And so we're in that box, and it feels good because what we're telling ourselves is true. We surround ourselves with people that tell us the same story. We listen to things that tell us that what we tell ourselves is a true story.
Yeah.
And that's the world we live in. And it's very uncomfortable sometimes for you to push out of that and go, is it true?
But that's the danger that we have. And we saw this with the election. We saw this during the pandemic. I saw with members of my family and friends that they would watch one source.
Yeah.
And the people in the media aren't there to inform you. They're there to scare you, to bring you back. Now, me, I'll watch CNN all the time because I'll disagree with folks. But I grew up with Chris Matthews on Hardball. I love that.
I remember that now.
Yeah,
But he got kicked off. And
he did. Now he's back.
He's coming back a little bit, right?
85 or 83-year-old Chris Matthews, man.
I saw him. I saw a little clip of him like last week, and I'm like, hey,
yeah,
he's still around. Mm-hmm. You had a pretty good relationship with him, didn't you?
I did. I was on that show several times, and I had a small resemblance to him, and but what I loved about him is he would engage with people, and he'd totally disagree with them, like Tim Russert, and you would get a diversity of views. I may not agree with Caitlin Collins, but I'll watch her show and see how she plays things.
You know who I'm loving right now?
Who?
Jennings.
Really? Oh yeah, Scott Jennings. Yes. He's in the moment.
I follow that guy, and then it's like literally one of my daily routines. I love to see how he flamed him like the day before, because he's so good at it, and he's so calm. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get fired up. He just kind of
right.
What else? I want to ask you some questions, but man, the Charlie Kirk thing is really still tearing me up.
A lot of people didn't know this, and it was me and the Statesman that brought this up. You knew Charlie Kirk very well.
Yeah.
Came to your home.
Yeah,
he was a big part of your campaign, inspiring you. And
he was a huge part of my campaign, and it was back before he was famous. But we.
Can you tell me about that though? Because again, you knew Charlie Kirk before he was Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, and what I will tell you is that guy is as authentic as they come. Charlie Kirk didn't change. Now, I think fame. What I mean by that, I think Charlie Kirk, the person, the motives, the kid that started this in his garage, what he saw for America, what he wanted to do, what he was about with dialogue, that stayed consistent through the whole thing. I don't think there's any way on God's green earth when you become as powerful as he became that you don't, it changes you a little. It's got to, right?
But I mean, you've built businesses. I mean, he built this incredible empire that can't help but change you. So you have people now.
Yes, you have people now, and you have, but like what he was about was authentic. It's frankly been. I had some crazy stories with Charlie. I mean, he campaigned. We spent time together. I love that guy, and it was so hard. It was so hard. It was just so sad to watch such a brilliant mind and good heart be extinguished right before your eyes. It was just. I mean, I was in a meeting when it happened, and Ryan Cleverly came right in. He's like, "You got to come out here." Pulled me out, and he showed me the video, and I knew as an ER doc, I mean, like, okay, he just was assassinated right before us, and I'm like, I don't know. And then now to watch all the stuff happening since, that's been sad for me. It's been sad for me to listen to people celebrate his death. It's been sad for me to watch some of the infighting that's happening even within TPUSA afterwards, and some of the stuff going on. And I follow what Candace is saying because they were together when I knew him well.
No, I was going to say that. I didn't know if I should bring up Candace Owens because, you mentioned Candace Owens and all of a sudden you're internet famous. So, I mean, you had them both in your home.
Yeah. And she was incredibly talented. Just an incredibly smart and talented person. And it's been interesting to watch how their, careers. And I went to the Student Action Summit 3 times.
Weren't you a little old for that?
No, I went as a leader.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying, though. You see all these kids and
but you think about it. Listen, you don't. Like people, it's so crazy to talk to people right now because you know the Charlie Kirk and the movement now. This is 2016, 2017, down in West Palm Beach at Student Action Summit when it wasn't cool to be able to talk about conservatism on a campus. This is when you were when I was running for governor, you'd go on campus and they had safe spaces everywhere. And if you said you were a conservative, you said you were a Republican, that was like, you're racist, you're a bigot, you're whatever. That's where we were in 2017.
Yeah.
The pendulum of what you could and couldn't say, and this is where he grew up in, was this, no, I can talk about families and traditional values. I can talk about Jesus Christ. I can be Christian, and that doesn't make me a bad person. That you couldn't do that back then.
There was an innocence about him.
Yeah, and you think about he built it to something that it was okay to say that stuff, And I remember a line when I came back from the Student Action Summit, and frankly, he took me into Mar-a-Lago, and I got to meet the Trump family with Charlie in 2017.
Who inspired you to run for governor? And look how that turned out.
Yeah.
Old Trump got you involved in that one.
So I remember coming back and someone saying, "How was it? Turning Point USA, the event?" And I said, "This kid will single-handedly," this was my quote, "make conservatism cool again amongst the youth of this country." And that's what he did. In one sentence, watching the movement from this is Charlie 2017, 8 year, you go back now, almost 9 years ago, and he single-handedly made it cool again to embrace capitalism and freedom and the things that this country was built on that had fallen out of favor for things like socialism. And now you see some of the stuff happen in New York City, and but it's okay to talk about. And I love how podcasts and mainstream, and that's the other thing, is mainstream media has been proven. Like you were on the inside of that,
Right.
But they were so one way and liberal, and I think now there's another way to consume what truth is, and it's not mainstream media.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you on that. A lot of people aren't happy with the media, but I had a chance to meet him twice when he came here, and he was just such an innocent kid, but so powerful. And then he would inspire old people like us, cynical people. And his death impacted people in the White House that grew up with this kid.
Yeah, yeah. One of the coolest stories, I don't tell this story very often, and I certainly haven't told it to anyone, but I'll tell you, it's still one of the craziest days. So we're campaigning together, and he says, "Hey, I've got to go to Kanye West's house." And it's when he was married to Kim Kardashian.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, how do we do that? He's like, and it was with him and Candace, they're both there. So he's like, well, can't you figure out a way to fly us private down there?
Sure.
And to their house. And I said, we're going to go to Kanye and Kim's house. And if you remember the whole thing, this was still back when, he was doing his thing. He's not terribly famous yet. And he's been called to Kanye's house to meet with him. And I'm like, okay, we'll make it happen. So I got to fly with Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk. We went straight down and landed at an FBO close to their house. On the way down there, I thought, hey, maybe I can tag along, but that didn't happen. I got to tell you the other funny part.
Wait a minute, they left you on the plane?
No, the other funny part of the story. So I call another friend, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to be in LA while he's going to Kanye's house. Is there any big hitting, is there any big donors I can talk to down there that are Republican donors I might be able to meet with? Well, I might as well. I'm going to be down here. So I got lined up to meet with a gal in downtown LA while he went to. So we pull in, we land.
Right.
They get in a black SUV, comes up, takes them to Kanye's house.
Right.
And I get in an Uber, and I go down and meet with this. Why I tell you this part of the story, it was hilarious. It was all lined up, and they're like, oh yeah, if you go down and you give a good pitch, they're going to write you a big check for your campaign. I'm like, great, this is awesome. Well, while I go in there to write the big check, I'm like sitting there having dinner with this lady, and it was just me and her, and I'm like, okay, there are strings attached to this.
Right.
And about halfway through, I'm like, hey, just so you know.
Right. Right.
Anyway,
right.
It's one of the funny parts of the story, because when I got done with the dinner, I called up Todd, and I'm like, Todd, what the heck was that?
Right.
He's like, did you get any money? I said, no, I didn't get any money.
How bad did you want it? Yeah.
So anyway, and then we went back, and then they drove back, and it was shortly after that where he was, became kind of more conservative and became influential. I mean, say what you want about the guy. He was influential as one of the first guys to come out.
Change the world.
And anyway, so I spent a lot of time with them, and they both, I think when you go back to those days now, and as we get older, it's 2017. What sticks out to me, Kevin, is authenticity.
Yeah,
it was real. It was about a movement. It was about truth. It was about being able to talk about your Christian faith, talk about freedoms of this country, talk about capitalism. I mean, you'd go to the Student Action Summit in 2017, and the stickers you came back with were, socialism sucks. Big government sucks. These were the stickers these young kids were going home with, and making being conservative cool again.
And a big Oregon Ducks fan.
Huge Oregon Ducks.
He loved the Ducks. Loved the O.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't expect to get into that.
That's okay, little buddy. I'm a good listener. What was that like for you, though? To ask people for money?
Oh, it's hard. When I ran, I was warned how personal it was. And what I mean by that is it's one thing to me to sit with you and say, hey, Kevin, I really would, I'm asking for your vote. Here's the things I believe in. And, ask me any questions you want. It's another thing for me to say, hey, Kevin, take $5,000 of your hard-earned money that you make and give it to me to go spend in a way that I think is fit to try to win this thing. The amount of loyalty and just, I do not want to let you down either way. I don't want to let you down. But when you lose, you just feel so, it's not, who told me, who warned me, Mitt told me, he said, hey, if you lose and when you lose, you'll have feelings that you never have felt before in your life. It's not shame, because you're not ashamed of what you did. It's not guilt, because you did the best you could, but it's something like that, where you just feel sad that you lost, that you let someone down.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that feeling. It's a feeling I haven't felt any other way. Probably because in other areas of my life, you kind of are self-made. And in this area, you're asking people for stuff. If you think of my businesses, we just we grind, and we got our team, and we're all in it, and we're kind of making it happen, and you're doing it you don't have that same thing where you're reliant on someone else's money to help fuel this thing. And I don't know.
And they want control.
And then there's some of that.
Like that lady with the dinner. Hey, man, I understand. I remember the 80s. Not so much anymore, but
you
I
have
remember
some stories to tell, Kevin?
None that I can recall, sir. I can recall, Tommy. I'll
None
tell you.
That you will recall.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but I think I didn't never experience the control thing. I think people do.
Yeah.
What's your take on Israel right now?
I love Israel. All about Israel. I'm a big Ben Shapiro guy. Israel's fighting for its life. I think the president has done a tremendous job. Obviously, though, my brother, who is involved in the government in some way, I don't know what he does. Like my dad, I didn't know what he did either. But obviously, what is going on in Gaza with the tragedy, with the loss of life, that's not acceptable. But what are the Israeli people supposed to do?
It's polarized people in a way that I haven't seen for a long time.
Well, you and I grew up where no one questioned Israel. No. We were, and you have young people, old people questioning Israel, backing Palestine, backing Hamas, backing all these other folks. Again, the world you and I grew up in, that was...
It's so weird to hear it, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I wondered where your take was. I think, I hope I'm glad it's over.
Yeah.
I'm really glad Trump was...
Well, what do you make of Trump?
I think he is the most unique politician / leader / disruptor in the history of the planet. And I think most of what he's disrupted needed to be disrupted. And I think it's been a lot deeper than I thought it was. I think the deep state, if you would have went back to 2016 and said, hey, tell me what the deep state is.
Right.
And I would have given you a definition, Kev.
Right.
I think the deep state in 2025 to me means something totally different. And I still don't know that I understand it. I think it's deeper than what we thought. And I think having someone back there that says, hey, screw you, we're doing stuff for America first thing, I think it's great. I think it's great.
Yeah. You care if I ask you a question?
Oh.
Okay. There is a danger, though, and back to your good friend Charlie Kirk, of how people have used what happened to him to further themselves, conspiracies. And then we have this Fuentes character. I mean, there are young men on the right that follow this guy. And you're thinking, again, back to the world that you and I grew up in, Generation X, Hitler and Mussolini are bad people. And we have young people that are being influenced by this social media.
Have you listened to some of his latest stuff?
I caught the Ben Shapiro breakdown of it, yeah. I try not to give those people voices.
Yeah, so I listened to the Tucker interview.
Yeah, I did that too.
I
Yeah.
listened to the whole thing. I was shocked when I listened to the Tucker interview for one reason. I felt like the things he says that are just vile and disgusting. And listen, how much of it is just for entertainment and shock value and to get likes and follows and money? How much of it is that, and how much of it does he really believe?
But you got to live with yourself.
You got to live with yourself,
Yeah.
right? But there's certainly the entertainment aspect of it, right? Mm-hmm. The shock jock, you
Right.
know, part of it is part of it. But the vile, disgusting, horrible takes are just, they are. But what I worried about when I got done with the Tucker hour and 20 minutes or whatever it was he came across for the youth of America way too normal and rational. And I hated that.
See, I would agree with you on that. And, you know, I got to tell you, I'm a big Ben Shapiro homer now because, okay, why didn't Tucker do what he did to Ted Cruz, to Mr. Fuentes? He destroyed Ted Cruz.
I would the Ted Cruz. Well, first of all, I don't like Ted Cruz,
but I'm with you. But he just
I can't stand Ted Cruz. So part of me, as I was listening to Ted Cruz get eviscerated, was just loving it. And then the part of me, I'm like, okay, you have now Nick Fuentes on, and that's your interview?
Yeah.
There's that's not. Those things are discongruent to me. Those don't make any sense to me. So here's the question I have, the deeper, I mean, I'm becoming a conspiracy theorist.
I'm getting that vibe.
Like, what's underneath all this? Who's paying who? Who are the, if you and I today knew the dollars behind stuff,
Right.
then maybe this would make sense.
Well, we wouldn't be around because we'd know the secrets.
We wouldn't be around. We'd be, yeah.
Yeah.
But so you're a conspiracy theorist now too.
Anything with you, Tommy, I'm follow you to the end, sir. Famous last words.
No, I think the deeper you go, the more you go, I don't know. How does all that make sense unless there's big money behind it all?
I go back to your friend Charlie. The guy was a beautiful young man that died horribly, and now we have people going, I'm going to take up for Charlie.
Yeah.
I'm going to, like, hey, bro, do your own thing. Don't be trying to get on his coattails.
Yeah.
And then the irresponsibility of the conspiracy theories about he was assassinated. Come on, man. It was a conspiracy by, and then again we talk about Israel by the Jews, and you're going, come on, dude, really?
No, I think it's so dangerous.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
It's just horrifically dangerous. And the irony is when they bring the religion thing into it, it's just I don't know. I think it's dangerous. Man, how long are we gone? We got some more time. We're good.
But look, I'm here for you.
You still good?
Yeah, I'm good. Look,
I got to be careful a little bit because we've been talking for 50 minutes. I haven't even started to ask you a question yet.
oh no, this is the best ever. I'll just ask you questions. I'll do the Jedi on you. It worked for me, Tommy. I didn't say anything.
Well, I've been dying to ask you about the Israel thing because I think it is one of the questions of our time. How this shakes out, and how. Let me say a couple more things about Nick Fuentes. I think he's super talented. I think a guy that can orate like he does, unscripted, and how he resonates with some of the youth of our country really worries me.
On the other hand, how tough is it, or how challenging is it to just say these inflammatory things without a lot of facts to back them up? But you're right. I agree. He is talented. But what scares me is I had someone who is very close to powerful people tell me that these groypers, it's a real thing with young men.
Oh, yeah. And why is that? If you think about that.
Well,
so let's get into that.
Sure.
So you can sit and say, hey, so we've created this vacuum for young men.
We have.
You know, we have. And so at some point, where does what manhood should mean, where does that example come from? Where does the rational or counter idea to a Nick Fuentes come where like, no, it's not that, it's this.
Well,
And instead of bitching about what the guy's doing, where is the counter to that where we're like coming out and saying, that is not it, guys, it's this. And here's your example. That's what I would focus on. If I were king of the world, I'm not. But that's what I think we need to do because there is a void, there is a vacuum, especially in young men in this country, of where we're heading.
Well, they've been vilified for so long.
They've been vilified forever.
Yeah.
They've been vilified forever, and this vacuum's been created, and this void's now filled, and now you've got people all over the place, regardless of political ideology, saying, well, what's going on? How do we fix this? The way you fix this is the way you always fix it, is by authentically having examples of how we could live our life that's better.
Well, you know that. You know, we talk about, and your grandparents, very important in your life. My grandparents were. And now you're at that level, and you're a role model, and you understand the standard, and you get that, and you have to restore what was given to you, to your people, and we need to do that for young men today.
Yeah. It's going to sound corny to say this, but I'm going to say it. I look at, because we've talked about this before, how much our grandparents meant, and the example of work and heritage of what it was to be an American. What it was to love this country and work hard and provide for your family and be upstanding and help your community and bless the Bill Roscoes of the world and the people out. I mean, that's to me what America is. And I think of how that was taught to me. Mm-hmm. Times were slow, Kev. Man, you were able to sit and talk. Think of those conversations that you've had in your life that were life-changing to you, and how slow time was and where you were sitting. And I mean, I've got specific memories, and they're probably conflated in my life because I loved my grandpa so much. But what he meant to me and what he would talk to me and teach me. Now I've got grandkids.
Right.
It's funny.
But that's living on in you, man.
It is. But here's I'm getting to my point.
Yeah.
My worry is, like last night, Shanna had shoulder surgery Monday, so she's down and out for a few days. So I got to go tend all three of my grandkids last night for about 3 hours, just me.
Yes.
And it's a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Dude,
my man.
I did great too.
Yeah.
Everyone was doubting me. Like, one thing that made me upset yesterday is I'm going into this 3-hour session here.
Right.
And like, I had like all my kids, hey, you gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Shanna, like, hey.
Full court, you're good.
I mean, I get to my daughter's house and I get like a full list of, hey, here's all the things you need to do. They're acting like I haven't done this before.
Right.
There were doubters out there.
Right, yeah.
I killed it.
Yeah, exactly.
I killed it.
Yeah.
Got them to bed, no problems, fed them, bottle, the whole thing.
Right.
But do I create enough of those times with my grandkids?
That's what really matters.
Are we too busy now? Are we thoughtfully thinking about how to create moments, not artificially manufactured, but genuine moments in time where we can be as effective in helping them and mentoring them and teaching them as we had?
Yeah.
That's the question for you, Kevin Miller.
Well, you remember, have you seen the new social media thing? The 80s are calling you, and there was no cell phones, there was no this.
Yeah.
But that's how we communicated. And when, my grandmother, God bless her, would take time for me to, we would go somewhere and she would listen to me. It meant the world. No disrespect to my parents, but grandparents have that magical thing of that. They give you credibility because here you have people that are so well thought of, so high, and that they're treating you like an adult, and it's the neatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't do it on the phone, so you can't do it all this. You have to be it old school, learn how to play Uno, I would say.
Yeah. Here's my take, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it part of my weekly kind of planning I don't want these to feel artificial or manufactured, but for the rest of my life, till I breathe my last drop of air, I want to make sure I'm creating those moments of quietness and thoughtfulness, hopefully under stars, hopefully out on walks, hopefully where it connects, and not electronic, so that I can try to help and be what I need to be for them.
What a great blessing, though, that is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's so wonderful. So that's one thought, is we got to somehow help these. I think everything I'm going to look at till I die is going to be through the lens of those three.
Yeah.
What does this world, what does it look like for them 10 years from now?
That's the scary part.
I mean, what's AI going to do, Kev?
Bro, I should ask you that. I'm in an industry that people say it's over, it's this, that, and the other. I feel like Last of the Jedi Knights, and the practicer of the ancient faith of talk radio. And you have to, you're going to love this, you have to be an optimist. And I think that one-on-one communication that we do each and every day has to matter for things. And as far as AI goes, I mean, it's kind of, like electric vehicles. I guess that's the way things are going, but you don't have to accelerate your demise. And I have to have faith in humanity. Go back to our Savior Christ Jesus. I don't think that he's going to have an algorithm get us out of existence. At least I hope not. And
Man, I think that's why I love being with you. I think you just said like where I'm at. I'm worried about it, but
Yeah.
I believe that I got a Savior, and I believe that I got a Redeemer, and I believe there's more to this, and it's going to be okay.
yeah,
And if I didn't, I would worry, because I think once this becomes what it's going to become in the next 5 years, and once it has its own
right.
thing, and the morals of what it responds is based on what the owner of that company does in a small. I don't want to get too deep into this, because I'll go down a rabbit hole here with
Well,
you.
look, you and I grew up in '84 with Terminator. We warned of this with Skynet. It's true.
And it's true.
Yes.
It's true.
And like I said, and again, more about AI, but now they have they're working on the customized AI. Now, again, Tommy Ahlquist, is a businessman. It's interesting because we could go back to the .com. A lot of these companies aren't making any money, but they say they're AI and they're just inflating the stock market through the roof.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that, right? But the companies, these large language models, where someone, there was the ChatGPT guy, Sam Altman.
Yeah.
When he was interviewed recently, someone asked him what I thought was a very thoughtful question, which is, okay, because ChatGPT is around the world, when someone asks a moral question about God or ethics, and they're in Africa or they're here or they're wherever, who's the one that's responding? And he said, and I never thought he'd admit to this, just blame me, because I don't want to dox my employees. But there are conference rooms of people that are making those value judgments and building it into the algorithm.
Right.
That's where truth's going to come from, Kev.
Yeah. But that's where the Bible matters. That's where your faith matters, your morals value, your mores, what is given to you through parents, through hard work, through sacrifice, through a concept our grandparents knew called deferred gratification.
It's going to be more important than ever.
Yeah.
That you got someone going to someone and looking them in the eyes and saying, what do you think? Than pulling up your phone and saying, what is this?
Right. Read a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. Love that. I love that.
I've missed you. But by the way, not to get too fanboy on you, but, I knew you were, conquering the world, but that Shields thing, again, I caught the Reno thing. Dude, that was amazing. That's why I sent you that text when Shields opened. That was huge.
I love that store.
Yeah. Yeah.
The nice thing about that place, if you need a gift, you only have to go one place.
Right.
You
Right.
do all your Christmas shopping. It's great. Hey, let's talk about state politics.
Sure.
So Brad's back in for this next one.
Yes. The governor.
What's what's Dorothy gonna do?
Dorothy Moon is not a fan of Kevin Miller.
She's not?
Oh, no. She's with the other guy. They ran me out of the Republican Party.
She is? Mm-hmm. Who's the other guy?
You know that guy you don't like.
He?
Oh, yeah. He's like the
I find that hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I find that
right.
Yeah, really funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Well, you're always worried about the crazies taking out. No, I wasn't crazy enough for them. So, yeah. Look, the governor, whether you like the governor or not, whether you agree with the governor or not, no one's going to beat the governor.
Nope.
And as you know, no one will outwork the governor.
Yeah. And the ironies in my lifetime is the guy I ran against has become the guy I really love. Brad. I think he's got the right heart for this place. I think he is as Idaho in heritage as anybody.
Was that tough for you? Because I remember when you built the first buildings, you had him out there, and the first thing you did was put him over. I remember that groundbreaking.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought I could win. And I thought I had good leadership skills for the things that mattered to me. Education, infrastructure, stuff, just stuff that no one cares about, Kevin. No one gives a crap about infrastructure. No one cares about how we bond for our future.
Kent Goldthorpe would disagree with that.
Kent Goldthorpe would disagree with that. But very few people out there really care about the kind of nuts and bolts of being the CEO of a state and figuring out infrastructure and housing and homelessness and those sort of things. And that's why I ran. So I shouldn't have run because those things.
If you would have been elected, would we have the traffic delays that we have today, sir?
You probably would have, because it's going to be really hard to fix. We need to figure out in Idaho what is the best way to pay for future improvements in infrastructure with the current constitutional hurdles we have on general obligation bonds. And I know that's a really boring answer for people out there, but if you think about how we pay for things that are expensive, like a bypass,
Right.
like just a bypass, just paying as you go probably doesn't happen. So then do we have the wherewithal to figure out from a state government level and our current legislature how to tackle big problems versus becoming paralyzed? And my concern is no matter who is in that position, we're going to become the next Austin.
Austin's not a bad place, bro.
Not a bad place, but if you drive around there, they got behind on infrastructure and they didn't plan appropriately, and you can't travel. I mean, it's used as the example just from a transportation perspective. It's a beautiful place, but from transportation, they got behind, and I think that's where we're headed.
Oh, I would agree with you on that.
I think you're going to get. I think, and I don't. As much as we talk about this, I think until 3 to 5 years, 6, 7 years from now, when it's complete gridlock on that I-84 right out our window right here, and then everyone's going to lose their marbles, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, what are we going to do? Well, the problem with that is right away 10 years ago would have been a fraction of what it will be then. The cost of construction, but planning. And I don't think we have the mechanisms to do the bonding we need to with the public input that needs to happen to be able to get there. We're involved in a little group, Garrett Lofto and I, called Keep Idaho Moving. It's an effort. We actually just put it within the Chamber of Commerce, which is a right place to be, with Bobby Jo Muehlman, have you had her on your show?
No, I was friends with the other guy, the older guy, the guy that was there before.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill was there forever.
Bill was there forever. She is spectacular. So hopefully we can do some good things through that and kind of maybe be a little proactive from a business side of things, but who knows?
Well, I mean, you look
long answer to your question.
But you look at CUNA, man. I mean, you have those 2-lane roads in and out to the beef processing plant. I know that all the time, man. Go get my beef there. I love the beef. CF Beef Packers. But I mean,
I live out there now, and it's even though it's amazing, it is going to be gridlocked.
Right.
It's already gridlocked.
Right. The infrastructure isn't there in CUNA.
No.
Or Star.
Yeah.
We're hosed in Star.
So who likes you right now in politics?
Nobody. Nobody likes me. You like me.
I like you, Kevin.
Yeah. I got no one. It's funny. I got into this to be like the next Rush Limbaugh, and Idaho has changed me that I really love just doing the nonprofit stuff where you make a difference. I love talking to people and hearing their stories and elevating them, honestly. And I'm also fascinated about your boy, Jeremiah Dickey. Huge fan of that guy.
Let's talk about that guy.
Yeah, I've reached out to him and he's coming back and forth. And I love your interaction with him as well.
Have you had him on? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's.
Are you the next president of Boise State?
No,
that's what I heard.
But I know there's some great. I'm helping him.
You're on the committee.
Yeah, there's some great candidates. I think that'll get worked out relatively soon.
Yeah,
relatively soon. And I think their short list is very, very, very good.
Okay, so let me put you on the spot.
Yeah,
from a business point of view, because I'm fascinated by this. Here you have. Paul Feinbaum, who I used to work with, now saying Group of Five shouldn't be in the group of. Oh yeah, I worked for Paul for 4 years.
I didn't know that connection.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He got booted from ESPN when he said he was going to run for governor, right?
Well, no, he's still there.
He is.
Paul is the most brilliant person when it comes to media. I love that guy. We helped him with his statewide network, and I worked with he and Pat Smith. I took a lot away from those guys. I was technically their boss, but I was never their boss.
Wow.
Those guys were great. But Paul's saying Group of Five people shouldn't be in the college football playoff. Then you have a guy by the name of Jeremiah Dickey who continues to raise money, and Boise State has to win. And the revenue pool is very limited here. And Boise State may have $2 million in NIL. Ohio State has $40 million. So from a business point of view, how do you compete?
So a couple things. I'm glad we got to this because I'd love to talk about it. I think in my lifetime, of all of the leaders I've been around in education, healthcare, politics, business, I don't know that I've ever met anyone as talented. If you looked at what do you want in a leader, and you started from A to Z, and you started checking boxes and rating people from 1 to 10, Jeremiah Dickey is as close to as perfect of a leader as you would ever get around. The guy's unbelievable.
He is.
drive, energy, effort, passion,
man of faith,
connection, man. I mean, just everything. So my money's on him. Now, with that said, I cannot imagine the challenges he's facing right now on every single stinking level. NIL is a disaster, Kev.
It is.
It's a disaster. And yet you have to deal with it, right? Somehow this idea that the money that is being garnished because of my name, image, and likeness needs to come back to me. When is the last time you've heard that any media company is sharing funds back to these athletes? It's the same donors that are donating to build the buildings or support the programs or give scholarships,
right,
that are now just paying the athletes at these schools. And I don't know how that goes. There's not a contract. It's just I don't know how that goes. I don't know how it's sustainable.
Well, and then you take a look at the stadium funding, and let me go back to Tommy Ahlquist. Okay, Tommy Ahlquist, Inspire Excellence, first season of the podcast, love it. When you were talking to Caves and Prater, and we were talking about, hey, I'd go to Salt Lake and I'd see this, this, and this, but I go to Albertsons and it's not there. Now, you and Jeremiah Dickey and others have brought those improvements up, but it's a ways to go, comparatively speaking.
Yeah. So a couple things. I think. In the environment we're in, watching what he's doing on the north end zone has been incredible. There's an effort that I'm actually helping just a little bit with, but helping with some guidance to try to develop out more of the stadium and get the amenities you need. So I think that's important. And I think, again, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be him. My point, though, is it's not just the stadium. It's not just the programs. It's not just the scholarships. It's NIL. And now let's talk about conference realignment.
Yeah.
If you would have told us old guys that Utah would have gone from the WAC to the PAC to the Big 12, just none of this stuff makes sense. And I think what we're headed streaming towards is to these super conferences. And I think the works is already in. And you got the SEC that you love. And I mean, you're the guy.
Just means more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. And you got the SEC that dominates everything, but I don't know about this year because I think don't you think the SEC is down this year?
Oh no, we've got
You're so full of it.
We've got 25 teams in the top 25. Big Ten's overrated.
You're so full. The Big Ten is kicking.
Ohio State is lucky that our great coach Nick Saban left to give him a quarterback. Julian Saying, just saying. But sports is really. But here's something fascinating though. Back to Boise State, because you and I could go for endlessly about sports. I think one of the greatest challenges is a new basketball arena, close to your heart.
Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, so I think I don't know that we need a new one, but
you need a new one.
You think?
Oh yeah,
I think it could be remodeled.
Well,
I think it could be remodeled. I'm there.
You're a hoops guy.
I'm
sure.
There, I'm there all the time, and I think it. But listen, before we criticize it, think
like
about
a complete remodel, because it was built in '83, right?
It was built in '83, but you look back to where we were with the basketball program before Jeremiah and just students and engagement.
No, I was a Greg Graham guy, man.
Yeah, but it's good now.
Yeah.
The product is great.
Yeah. He's got to win though. He's got to get over the hump.
I know.
He's a great guy, incredible community guy.
He is winning.
He hasn't made it to the dance in a while.
No, he's been to the. What do you mean?
My boy Gordy now. I love Gordy.
Listen, we've been to the dance. We've been to the dance.
Haven't won the dance.
We need to win a game.
Got to win the dance.
We need a game.
Right.
But we need to win a game, but we're going to win. We're going to do this year. I know this team this year is getting a bunch of grief, but we're going to be fine. I think this year they've got 5 guys that can score at any time. They don't have a pure shooter.
Tommy Ahlquist, my man Tommy Ahlquist, basketball player, loves the game, last dance. You would never go to Big Noon Kickoff dressed up as a Ute if you played for Boise State.
No.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Now, because I'm a Ute, I thought it was funny.
I love that program. I think it's one of the most underrated in college football. I've always had a fascination with
those guys shouldn't have dressed up like that. But no. I thought the fact that it was Utah,
right,
was funny to me. Mm-hmm. But I text Prater because he's a Ute too.
Oh yes.
And I'm like, hey Prater, and then no one else thought it was funny.
Right. Well,
Prater and I thought it was funny.
Well, yeah. Well, you're with Prater.
Kev.
Yeah.
This has been awesome. Can we do this again? Can we do it like every?
Sure. I'm here.
We got to do this routinely.
I would love to be back.
Maddie.
It's a privilege.
This has been good.
And by the way, before you give me the boot, you're always welcome to come on the Crazy Show.
You don't invite me anymore.
I do, because you always turn me down.
No, I will come. Yeah, I'll come. But
dude, that would be the best
we need
ever.
To do this every once in a while. And before we leave, Miller's Mission, Idaho Share 7, CARES Idaho Shares coming up. All this rescue mission stuff it's the holidays, right?
Right.
This is the time to give.
BoiseRM.org.
Why don't you close us out with, if you wanted the listeners out there to give during this time,
Right.
close out with something that inspires us to do so.
Well, I'm just inspired by everybody. And if you think you can't give, think of the person that has nothing. Think of the person on the corner. Think of the person that has a family. Think of the person that is trying to take care of their dog, and the uncertainty and the scarcity and the idea of not having anywhere to go. The Boise Rescue Mission and other nonprofits are there to help you. And they do that all throughout the year, and of course, without government funding. So please help. BoiseRM.org.
Kevin Miller, you were a tremendous example.
No, bro, you're the example.
I love you, man. Thanks for coming on.
No, I love you. And it's not easy to admit that I'm a Robin, but I'd like to be your Robin. I know you have a lot of Robins. Everybody wants to be Batman, but around you, I've got to be Robin or Robin Jr.
You're the best. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, everybody.